I'm Jill Snitcher McQueen with the Columbus Bar Association. I'm here today with Sean Harris, a personal injury attorney with the law firm of Kittrick, Lewis & Harris. We're here today to talk a little bit about all the scooters that we keep seeing pop up around the city. Sean, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Jill.
Appreciate you doing this. Seems like a lot of extra traffic on the roads, on the sidewalks. And I know the city of Columbus has been grappling with some rules or parameters to set. Can you tell us a little bit about where the current state of the law here is in Columbus?
This is one of those situations where the law is playing catch up, right, with technology. The scooters kind of showed up unannounced. And so the biggest decision that the city of Columbus has had to make is where the scooter should be ridden, whether on the sidewalk or on the street. The rule that the city of Columbus has come up with is that they want scooters to be ridden on the street, not on the sidewalk, which makes sense because it's called a sidewalk, not a side ride or a side drive. Sidewalks are for pedestrians and streets are for vehicles like cars, bikes, and scooters.
So if we're treating them a little bit like bicycles and they're on the roads, it seems to me the other bicycle rules should apply. Do they have to wear helmets?
According to the scooter companies, yes. When you check out through the app, they do require, they say you have to wear a helmet. Of course, we know as a practical matter, most people aren't carrying around helmets just in case they get on a scooter. And that it mirrors or is similar to Ohio law or Columbus law for bicycles, and that is helmets are required for riders under age 18, so children are required, and for scooters it's everybody, which is only 18 and up.
Okay, what about age? Are there age requirements to be able to ride the scooters?
Again, it's not the law, but according to the rules from the scooter companies themselves, you have to be 18. You do have to have a driver's license, which they require that you scan through the app. That way when you check out the scooter, they know who's checking it out.
Since they're riding on the roads, I assume that they have to also follow all of the other traffic rules. Is that correct?
They don't want any more than two abreast for safety concerns. As you say, we don't want a gaggle of scooters taking over the city. So two abreast or single file, as well as one person at a time. Stopping at stop signs, indicating when you're going to turn, looking out for other vehicular traffic.
So they don't necessarily have the right of way?
No, I think they're treated equally with any other vehicle in the traffic pattern.
So if there were to be an accident, for example, who's liable for that? If, for example, the pedestrian or, the scooter driver hits a pothole, they've only injured themselves, will insurance cover those injuries? What happens there? Is the company liable?
It's a great question, and I would make the analogy to like a single car crash. When the driver, or in this case the rider, is themselves at fault, there's no third party to make a claim against, and so any injuries or damage would be covered by the rider's own health insurance for injuries and medical treatment.
Would it be any different if the scooter rider had a collision with an automobile?
I think you'd be hard-pressed to hold the scooter company liable, assuming there wasn't some defect or problem with the scooter itself, right? If it was an accident due to the driver's negligence, you would get your medical bills paid through health insurance, as normally, without there being a third party to be held responsible. If, on the other hand, it's a situation where the scooter driver, say, strikes a pedestrian, there would be, liability just like any other personal injury, whether you injure somebody with a car or with your bike or with a scooter. Again, this is a situation where insurance policies and insurance law are catching up to this new technology and the new situations on the road. Any crash, whether it's two cars or a car and a pedestrian or a car and a scooter, is going to be determined by the evidence. Police report, photographs, witnesses. Certainly if a car and a scooter are involved in a crash and the car is at fault, the car's liability insurance would cover it. The question becomes when the scooter driver may be at fault or may be liable, what insurance is going to cover for their liability? Lots of car insurance policies, in fact most car insurance policies have what's called an other owned auto exclusion. So any other vehicles that you don't own are not covered by your own car insurance. Most homeowners insurance policies exclude coverage for two-wheeled vehicles. And so it's really up in the air. That issue hasn't been determined yet, what types of insurance may or may not cover liability on a scooter.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you being here today.
Thanks, Jill.
Certainly, we hope no one gets injured in a scooter accident, but hopefully this information was helpful to you. And if you do find that you need an attorney, feel free to call the Columbus Bar Association. We'll see if we can find someone to help.